What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Like I said yesterday, it is going to be a busy week for your boy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video because we got some pretty big news. And shout out to Hip Hop Gamer because ironically, one particular bit of news, as you guys see in the title, definitely goes back to a conversation that me and him had with you guys live last year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into why we're here, okay? So first of all, let's go ahead and start with the first little bit of news here, and let's keep it moving. So Sony, man, Sony actually went and bought EVO. Now, we talked about this before, the possibility of it, and it's actually confirmed now. Sony now owns EVO. And the reason why they owned EVO, well, it plays a factor into the first patent that Sony actually filed. Now, before we get into that patent, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, what exactly could Sony get out of EVO? I mean, granted, they're hosting a tournament, right? They're giving money away to one winner or several winners, depending on their placements, right? Well, it goes back to this. I think Sony's found a way of not only getting money out of this, out of the show, basically, but also engaging more with us. And this patent actually works. It's actually going to be pretty big. But basically, Sony just filed a new patent for betting for the platform. Now, basically, this right here, okay, will allow you to actually bet on your favorite creators or your favorite, YouTubers who are fighting in these tournaments. So let's say Little Majin versus Active Butt, and they're playing Tekken 7, all right? You can bet on whoever you want, and the winner happens to be your bet. You can actually walk away with some cash. That's pretty dope, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know how they're gonna go about this. That's the big question. But it's an interesting way of going about things if they actually execute this properly. And it's definitely something to look out for the future. So, me personally, again, I'm just like, we'll see, man. We'll see. But that's pretty big for the first patent, okay? Now, let's move on to the first little bit of news here. And this is a gamer, the more PlayStation-centric news here. This right here goes to one of the Sony executives that we talked about yesterday on yesterday's live stream, where he said that, there are upcoming PS5 third-party releases to look out for. As you guys already know, we know for a fact that Forspoken is one of them. We know Final Fantasy is another. We have Kenna is another too. Those games are dropping for the PlayStation 5. Of course, Ghostwire Tokyo, we know, definitely, Sony's got some things going on with that. Of course, they also went a little further, though, and they said that, there's some massive third-party deals that Sony got for timed exclusivity. Now, in terms of timed exclusivity, the only one I can personally think of is the Final Fantasy one. As you guys know, it was kind of like a time thing. You saw it only for the console, which is PS5, and then you saw it for PC. So I'm guessing that's one that will fall into the the concept of this, right? But again, there's tons of other games that could possibly be up as well. Again, we already talked about the possibility of Metal Gear Solid. I talked about that with you guys yesterday from Blue Point because that was the big thing that was going around. We had Silent Hills, again, numerous times being brought up, which we also reportedly are going to get something Silent Hill related this summer, so that's going to be interesting as well to see what that's about. But aside from Silent Hill, aside from Metal Gear Solid, there was the other thing, which was Castlevania. Castlevania this time around was going to be a Bloodborne style Castlevania game, and that was going to be Sony's replacement for Bloodborne if we don't get a Bloodborne sequel. So that's another big thing to look out for the PlayStation 5 if it actually happens nonetheless. Again, tons of games to look out for PS5, tons of possibilities. My big thing that I'm baking on, of course, with Insomnia Games, and they're showing how versatile they are, is the Resistance Fallen Man remake. You already know, as soon as I see a Resistance remake, I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to be in my bag, man, because we've been talking about this for how long, people? Just saying. We've been talking about this for quite some time, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that nonetheless. Anyway, let's go ahead and end this video with this right here. This is the actual patent in question. And of course, it goes back to that pipe dream that we talked about for PlayStation in terms of how they want to get things, to go about, or how they want to go about things nonetheless for the PS5, and of course, Legacy Back and Pat and a few other means. Now, one of the big things about the Legacy Back and Pat patent that we saw and Hip Hop Gamer put me on was the fact that they were looking for ways for the PS5 to mimic the other systems using the cloud itself. And basically, that was the big question. And again, We didn't know. We don't really know when it's going to drop. I'm going to make that very loud and clear. We don't know when it's going to drop. We don't know how long it's going to take, but it is something that they are looking into. And this right here further adds more to it, courtesy of this new patent. As you guys know, Sony actually got into 5G. They're getting into mobile this time around. So again, it kind of goes full circle and it comes back to this patent. Let's go ahead and put it on the screen right now. And then I'm going to put on the screen, obviously, the other patent. As you guys can see, it's very similar in many ways to this. But anyway, for those you wonder what it does, here it is in the fine print. A method is provided including the following operations: executing a cloud video game in a data center, streaming video generated by the executing cloud video game over a network to a client device, deploying a cloud gaming proxy to an edge compute that is proximate to the client device, wherein the cloud gaming proxy buffers the video and retransmits lost packets of the video to the client device. Again, it goes right back there. The system will mimic it. It will basically, the system will get the data, it will mimic it, put it out there. You could be able to basically play the game. That's it, basically, what they're looking at here. Very cool. Very cool. Again, more pieces to the puzzle. Again, not all the way right? It's not the full thing. But again, for those of you that were asking me about updates for this legacy back in Pat and the future of how they could possibly make this work, I want to make that loud and clear too. This is a possible solution. God knows, though, Sony could give you, I don't know, true back in Pat, especially if things really take off for the Xbox when it comes to their native back in Pat for their consoles, right? It depends, really. If Sony can't make this work, then obviously you know what's going to happen down the road. We're going to get a PS5 Pro, and PS5 Pro will more than likely have this type of stuff baked in with them able to do this. If they actually want to go down their route, maybe give you some updates, or not really updates, but give you some 4K enhancements, maybe some performance buffs. If that isn't, if that's available to the developer, they'll do that type of stuff for you guys for PS5 Pro. But again, if it doesn't happen, nonetheless, that right there can still be in the future. But as far as what we already been talking about for the longest, here is a small little snippet. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the full thing, because it's not, but this is a snippet of what is possible on the box. So there you guys go. Anyway, that concludes the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys later on this week. You guys be blessed. Y'all be easy. It's your boy Big Cloud Gaming. I am most certainly signing out. Y'all be blessed. Deuces.